Good afternoon. Welcome to Anchorage, Alaska. Alaska, Alaska Showcase. Look, second day play today. We can knock it out. Dr. John Wilson, play-by-play with us. Had a chance to talk to a couple of people that are in charge of that this weekend. Sean Mulvey is the general manager of the and he runs the show for the Bucks all year long. Organizing showcase weekend. Sean took a few minutes of his day yesterday to talk to me about what this will go. A little bit about what he's involved in, maybe other thing I could see. But good news what Sean Mulvey is making yesterday down behind the budget. We have Sean Mulvey, general manager of the Bucks here. He also president of the ABL with here. That is correct. Okay, so let's talk first of all what history of the ABL. Talk about how you got involved in the ABL, how long you've been doing it. Well, since 2005, I started my career with the Oilers in Peanuts, and luckily fell into the job right after a contract down in Peanuts, where we lived. So then I was there from 2005 up to 2011, and then Dennis Madigan became the pilot of the Bucks asked me to take over for him because of cancer. So he since passed away, but I was able to take his job, and ever since. So you have your family here? You're a full-time resident, correct? I am, yes. Well, what's it like living in Alaska? Summertime is coming up summer. It's beautiful. You can cook with the winter thing. But if you have a bad summer and a bad winter, it's a bad mix altogether. So how's 2017 ranking this is what's on the bad summer? This is a pretty bad summer. This is a bad summer so far. I mean, we've had nice days there, but it's weather-wise, it's been cold and rainy and not one of the worst, but it's up there. I think I've been coming up with this 6 years, Sean, and this was in this 2012 6 year. We went through a lot of great days. Yep. We cherish these kind of days when they come. So for sure we do. All right. So I wanted to talk also about your role in the showcase weekend. You're the one that spearheads and really organizes it. Talk about what this is for the ABL and what you're part of it. Well, so we started this several years ago, and it's actually the pilots are the one that started it. It was really unorganized, and I hate to say that, but it really was. And it grew up to something pretty structured. But a big product I be able to do it. So I then since took over the showcase side of things. So every Saturday we host Anchorage Bucks. It's just an opportunity for us to really showcase one of our guys out there. And I know it's tough with them because you guys that started last night, meaning Thursday night, aren't going to play Friday or Friday, sure. So everybody's in for the same race. So it's tough to match those up. But for the other guys that don't get to see or maybe not get seen back at home, it's an opportunity for them to come up here and be showcased. And, so that's what we're doing. I mean, I think there's 25 scouts here today, and maybe more tomorrow, but at the end of the day, if we can get a guy looked at and followed or looked at and signed, I mean, we've done our job as GMs and they know how much I've hosted events like this, and it's a lot of work. There's a lot of behind the scenes work. Okay, so we now go for the technical difficulties on that interview. Sean Mulvey has done a great job of getting the showcase organized, and appreciate his efforts on behalf of all five of the teams this weekend. So glad you're with us this morning. I'm usually down in the field right now, but one thing is allowed me to sit this seat. Doing that. Let's go to the starting lineup for us. It's going to get things going. I think we're probably going to have an answer at the beginning of the break for that. But for the visitors, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, 14 and 20 on the year, the 13 and 19 in ABL play. That's for fifth in the conference or in the league. We're led by six-year head coach Pete. 5-5 in their last 10 ball games, 2-3 in their last 5, and so 6-5 win over the Bucks yesterday brings us to today's ball game. Here's the lineup that I filled out. Leading off is the right fielder Michael Priest. Batting second, the center fielder Levi Gilchrist. Batting third, second baseman Brandon Mitchell coming back after a little bit of a back Only 4 walks. He started 4 games and he started. All right, you got the lineup. It's 64 degrees here in Anchorage. At 8 miles an hour. That's going to go left. So the right-handers will get just a little bit of help if they quarterback. And the lefties are going to be probably getting into a little bit of it today. Beautiful day for baseball. Let me bring in
Well, you know, Coach, I think whenever you can get an opportunity to learn from somebody who's been doing this, you got to take it. And I am excited to kind of take a seat back today and learn from you and get some pointers.
Rest your vocal cords.
Yeah, well, when you've been doing this back to back, it's
I know. It's nice to have a break.
It is nice to have a break.
I'm kind of excited about getting the break from the dugout. I love coaching and I love broadcasting. It's a good hobby for me. And I was working for 30 years with broadcasting about the last year. We're about ready for baseball. Mike, please step in against Kyle Tyler. First pitch, foul straight back. 104 first pitch. So we're glad you're aboard. Sit back and relax and enjoy some Alaska Baseball League action. The showcase weekend here at Locating Field. Little looping pop-up left side, just out of reach. With the third baseman, Ronnie Smith. Quickly over to him. Broken his bat on that. Hey, the Chinooks, we broke a bunch of bats yesterday. Shocked at a couple of broken bats yesterday. I know we had, there was a pile of them. Walked out about that yesterday. We can start a little campfire on that. No balls, 2 strikes. Tyler for the windup. Good pitch. Good looping fly ball. Center field. That's going to fall in. There goes the hit. And that completes the board here. The leadoff single for center field. That's going to bring up Levi Gilcrease. The center fielder here in this ball game. Batting second. Baylor University. And this is a showcase ball game. 7 innings. Normally the ABL ball games are 9. These are 7s. We have 3 ball games back to back to back today here at Locating. Swing! That's the fastball. Foul tipped it. Carter Gaines, the catcher, goes down for strike 1. Chinooks wearing the red top, the white pants today. And Glacier Pirates with the Dodger blues. Swing and a miss. Makes it a big hack and another fastball. Got him a chase a little bit there. That's 0-2. Reese at first with nobody out. Started there at the Locating Field. Slight breeze to the west-southwest. Blown across from right foul pole to left foul pole. Preece with a good lead at first. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, another fastball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Pilots are playing good baseball. 7-game winning streak after yesterday's win in their first showcase game. Here's the 1-2. There goes Preece. Fouled straight back, and we'll do it again.
You know, Coach, I got to ask you, Ryan and I up in this booth, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you consider your aggressiveness?
I'm overly aggressive. I let these guys. I haven't put a steel sign on all summer. I told them when we started.
So it's
everyone's got green lights. Yep. Now I will put on some hit and runs and bunts, but I told our guys I want you to be aggressive. Another foul ball off to the right side by Gilcrease as he battles here against Kyle Tyler. Yeah, as a coach, I sat him down. You know, we had 2 whole days to practice. And I just told him, look, be aggressive. When you get a single, look for a double. If you're at first, try to get to second. If you're at second with less than 2 outs, try to get to third. And they've taken that to heart. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball. Gilcrease is the first strikeout victim for Kyle Tyler. And there's 1 away here in the first inning. That'll bring up Brandon Mitchie. Good to see Mitchie back in the batter's box today. He had to stay home yesterday. He was so sore with a little bit of a back issue,
But so good to see Brendan taking batting practice today. I was down there throwing to these guys a little while ago, and he's in the batter's box, batting in the 3 spot for the Chinooks. First pitch. Breaking pitch low. Misses, and it's 1-0. Aaron Freeman is the home plate umpire for today's ball game. Joe Penna down at first. Josh Nolan out in the field. He's the third base ump. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off to the left side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, to showcase, yesterday we had probably almost more than 24 scouts here, Caleb. It was awesome turnout, and they're trickling in this morning. I had a chance to interview one of them yesterday, and unfortunately, because of the technical difficulties, we will not be able to play that interview. Really good discussion with a Cubs, it was a San Diego Padres scout. There goes Priest again on the 1-1, and Mitchie fouls it straight back, and we'll do it again. It's 1-2 now on Brandon Mitchie. Micah Priest trying to show off his running speed there. I told these guys, when we're taking in-out, pregame infield and outfield practice, let it fly, man. These guys are here. We don't need to hit cutoff men on those days. Today, you just kind of show off your skills. If you can run, try to steal some bags. Square some balls up. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, outside corner, strike 3. Yeah, that's a good slider, backdoor slider to Brandon Mitchie. All he can do is walk back to the dugout. Second strikeout victim for Kyle Tyler. And here's the third baseman, Aaron Shackelford. Shack steps in from the left side. And he'll be up there with 2 outs. And Micah Priest, who had a single to center to lead off this inning, still over there. He's going to try to get over there sometime during this at-bat. Fly ball, well hit left field. And that's going to be out of here. Aaron Shackelford drives the ball the other way for a 2-run homer, and the Chinooks lead it 2-0. Nice piece of hitting by Shack. Got a pitch he liked. He didn't break his bat on that one, I can promise you that. He got every bit of that. And tell you what, maybe a little help from the wind, but not much. Really good contact on that. And the Chinooks up early here on the Pilots.
Aaron Shackelford, I can tell you, just being in his van, he's been waiting to send an opposite one. He complains every day about it's not a left-handed hitting park, and there he goes, sends one oppo.
Well, I'm sure he's pleased about that. And as a former player, you always like to play well when you know the scouts are there. So Shack goes deep. It's 0-1 on Justin Gomez. Swing and a miss. Changeup. And it's quickly 0-2. A couple of good pitches from Kyle Tyler after giving up a 2-run homer. Here's the windup in the 0-2. Fouled straight back. Fastball. As we hear airplanes behind us. That's a constant feature here in Alaska. You ever come here and watch some baseball, either here or in Chugiak? We got those little crop dusters going all day long. 0-2 with 2 outs and nobody aboard. The pitch. A breaking pitch, and Gomez lays off. That's a tough one to lay off of, but he does, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tyler, the pitch. Fouled straight back. Gomi trying to square up a fastball. Stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody aboard after the 2-run opposite field home run by Aaron Shackelford. The 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. And Kyle Tyler strikes out the side. And that'll be all for the Chinooks in the first inning. They score 2 runs on 2 hits. Leave nobody aboard. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Chinooks 2 and the Pilots coming to the plate. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play with Caleb Duarte. Caleb's graciously allowed me to sit in and call this game, and it's kind of fun. I get to do this in the springtime for the University of Texas at Tyler and Tyler Junior College, both baseball and softball. I broadcast a number of their ball games throughout the spring, called over 50 this spring for them. Been doing it for about 8 years. So Mike Batten on the mound for the Chinooks. First pitch for Mike. Fouled off, a little half swing from Will Brennan, the DH. Defensively for the Chinooks, Jeremy Johnson in left, Levi Gilcrease in center, Micah Priest in right. Around the infield, Aaron Shackelford at third, Alex Schmidt at short. As a little tapper, right side, tough play. Coffey flips it over to Batten, not in time. So Brennan will beat out an infield single, and there goes the no-hitter for Mike Batten. Little chopper, and it was kind of in no man's land. Luke Coffey went way to his right, and Brandon Mitchie from second was hustling in. And by the time Mike Batten got the first, it was a foot race, and Will Brennan beat him there. So it's a single for Brennan. Here's Andre Gregory, the shortstop. Mike Batten going from the stretch. Will snap throw over, and Brennan's back easily. 2-0 Chinooks, a 2-run homer by Aaron Shackelford in the first inning. Has staked them to a 2-run advantage early. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Beautiful day here in Anchorage, 64 degrees at game time, partly cloudy skies. Kind of a little toasty yesterday while we were playing. That sun was out in full force. Another snap throw over. So Gregory at the plate. Evans is on deck. Ian Evans. And it's Cuba Bess, Armani Smith, Carter Binns, Chandler Anderson, Sam Fergal, and Samuel Blair. That's the batting order for the Pilots. Little looping liner right field. That's trouble. That'll fall in front of Micah Priest. And it's 2 aboard with nobody out. Well, it wasn't sharply hit, but it found some grass out there, and it's 2 runners aboard, nobody out for Ian Evans, the left fielder. Evans steps in with a chance to continue the hit parade here so far, and neither of these balls were well struck, so first pitch in there for a strike for Mike Batten. Batten is 1-3 on the year with a 3.53 ERA, 8 appearances, 6 of them starts, 35 2/3 innings, 30 strikeouts, and 29 walks for the senior from Southern Wesleyan. Next pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Batten is from Riverview, Florida. 6'5" and 190. Very projectable body. A lot of scouts here looking for those long and lean pitchers. No balls, 2 strikes. Ian Evans. The pitch. Well outside on the fastball. Yeah, it's 1-2. I got a different perspective up here. Dugout, you can't see in and out. Up here, you got a pretty good view of those balls and strikes.
Well, I think we should have switched fully. I should have taken the head coaching position, and these Chinooks would have loved that.
Yeah, you should have taken the lineup out the home plate. Here's the 1-2. High and inside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I can tell you one thing. This view from this broadcaster's booth never gets old.
No, this is awesome. You got a great vantage point. Wish we had a crowd mic. It obviously adds to the atmosphere that you can put over the airwaves. 2-2 pitch coming up. Little looper into right field, base hit. That's trouble. 1 run's going to score. Priest retrieves it, and it's 2-1 on the single from Ian Evans. Boy, none of these balls have been just crushed, but they're finding gaps, and it's 2-1. It's a little frustrating, I'm sure, for Mike Batten. Making good pitches, and these Pilot hitters are finding a way to put the ball in play and make things happen. Here's left-handed batting Cuba Bess. First baseman for the Pilots here in the cleanup spot. First and third, still no one out. 2-1 is our score now. The pitch. It's low and in the dirt. Good job by Gomez to keep that ball right at home plate. A lot of these players have family in town. You know, Justin said his dad came up for the weekend to watch the showcase. Here's the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. First and third, Pilots here in the bottom of inning number 1. 7-inning ball game here in the showcases. We had 3 games yesterday, and then we'll have 3 more today. Tomorrow we'll have the Home Run Derby. And the All-Star game, the Home Run Derby is at 1 p.m. And the All-Star game will be at 4. I don't know, are they going to broadcast the game?
So far, nothing going on broadcast-wise.
Okay. I know in the past they have, but it doesn't sound like they're going to do any. Somebody's got to take the bull by the horns and do the broadcast. So I know All-Star games they could be challenging to broadcast just because of the nature of the substitutions and all the different things. So you can imagine, got to keep your pen handy in those All-Star games. Batten steps off now. 2-1 with nobody out. First and third. The Pilots have an infield single and a bloop single to right, and then a little liner down the right field line. Runner going, ball up the middle. Schmitz steps on second. He's out there. Double play turn. Nicely done by Alex Schmitz. Another run will score, and it's 2-2 on the double play by the Chinooks. Cuba Bess hits into a 6U3 double play. And as such, he will not get the RBI. So 2 runs are in. Evans was out at second. Nobody aboard with 2 outs. Here's Armani Smith. First pitch in there. Strike 1. Smith, the third baseman for the Pilots here in this ball game. Batten from the windup, the 0-1. Outside corner. And it's quickly 0-2. Mike Batten has thrown well this inning. Just a couple of seeing eye hits, and that's 2 runs. Here's the 0-2. Fastball away. He has 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 1. The next pitch from Batten. Got in on his hands. Mitchie at second. Easy play. 4-3. That's the inning. So the Pilots come right back. They get 2 runs on 3 hits to leave nobody on base. We're heading to inning number 2 here at Mulcahy. Stay with us. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinooks baseball. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. And it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Chinooks. Luke Coffey, Preston White, Alex Schmitz scheduled a hit here in the top of the 2nd inning. Kyle Tyler, the sophomore from The University of Oklahoma still on the bump for the Pilots. Swing and a miss. Coffee with a healthy swing. Strike one. Chinooks with 2 runs on 2 hits. And the Pilots with 2 runs on 3 hits. Fastball fouled off to the right. And it's quickly 0-2 on Luke Coffey. Andrew Towns coaching first base for the Chinooks. And you got Coach Chris Matthews down there in the third base box. Taking my spot. Here's the 0-2. Changeup, pops it up. Shallow center field, and that's the second baseman, Samuel Blair, squeezing it for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down here in the Chinooks second, and that's going to bring up DH Preston White. And I'll tell you, Caleb, these are the largest coaches' boxes I've ever seen.
They do get pretty wide out there.
There is a standard that's in the rule book, and these are the nice thing about this field is all the lines are inlaid in the turf, so they don't have to use any paint or any kind of chalk. So from a field maintenance standpoint, it's a coach's dream. You don't have to ever put any paint or chalk on the lines. First pitch was a breaking pitch, and White took it for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. Yes, he did. And it's quickly 0-2 on the Chinook designated hitter, Preston White. The pitch. Inside. Look, a little chin music there. And White turned in, almost got hit by the pitch. It's a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody aboard. 2-2 is our score. Day 2 of the showcase here in Anchorage. Fastball misses away. Not by much. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, a few years ago, Caleb, there was an airplane that crashed on that football field back behind left field.
Oh, boy.
And there is video if you Google it.
Well,
here's the 2-2. Breaking pitch misses inside, and it's a full count on Preston White.
I also heard back at Lee Jordan we had to stop play for a moose one time.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit more out in nature.
Easy to work around.
We also have a lot of those crop dusters that fly over Lee Jordan Field. There's a walk to Preston White. So White is aboard with 1 out, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Alex Schmitz.
Now batting for Roberts, shortstop number 11, Alex Schmitz.
Schmitz batting in the 8th position today for the Chinooks. We'll get his first look at Kyle Tyler, right-handed sophomore, 6 foot, 185. 3-0 with a 1.87 so far in ABL play. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Tyler with 24 innings pitched this summer for the Pilots. An impressive 33 strikeouts and just 4 walks. So that walk he just issued was a rare occurrence. That pitch is going to miss. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. He's taking a moment just to gather himself here. He's back on the mound, ready to go. White with a normal size lead. The pitch. Breaking pitch over the heart of the plate. And it's 1-2 on Alex Schmitz. Alex has family in town. Got to talk to them briefly after the ball game yesterday. I'll tell you, Caleb, I don't know why. I think Alex looks just like Derek Jeter.
Hey, if he starts playing like him, we'll take it.
That ball's in the dirt, nicely blocked by Carter Benz to keep Preston White at first base. First time I saw him, I said, he looks just like Jeter. He said the same thing. He said, well, I'll take that as a compliment. Oral Roberts University is where Alex plays his baseball.
The Tulsa, Oklahoma native has the cowboy shoes and everything.
The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Looked like it might have been a little high, and Schmitz doesn't like the call, but Aaron Freeman's the one's opinion who matters right now, and Alex will have to go back to the dugout. Well, 4 of the 5 outs that Kyle Tyler has recorded have been via the strikeout, so adding to that strikeout total. And here's Jeremy Johnson for the first time today against Kyle Tyler. 2 outs, and Preston Smith aboard with the 1-out walk. And Johnson steps in. The pitch. Fastball inside, missed. And it's 1-0 on the Chinook left fielder. We'll switch these guys out a little bit. We have been really blessed this summer with 3 outstanding outfielders. All of them play center field back at school, so we have just been pretty much revolving door out in center field. There goes the runner, popped up right side. Blair's going to retreat into shallow right field and make the catch for the final out. So the Chinooks leave 1 on. They can't score any. White with a 1-out walk, and he's stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the second. The score remains 2-2 here at Mulcahy Field. Back in a minute. You're watching Chinooks baseball. Mulcahy, and kind of disappointed because I heard had a really nice interview with Justin Brockman from the San Diego Padres. He's been a scout for 8 years with the Padres, and he really gave me some good insight, and I think you really would have appreciated hearing from him as you know, he basically shared with me yesterday the scope of what his role is. There's almost every major league team is represented here this weekend in the stands. He scouts every time there's a pitching change. You can't see it from up here, Caleb, but the radar guns come out, and their guns, they want to make sure they have some velocities on all these arms up here, and it's great for these players. It's great for the pitchers. It's great for the players, and they're coming up here to get names and create some files and some follows. They send the information to their organizations, and obviously a guy like Mike Batten at Southern Wesleyan, they're going to send some information back to the scout in that area, and that's a hit by pitch as Carter Benz took one off the shoulder. I don't know, might have got him on the helmet. He's jogging slowly down to first base, so he'll go down there after the hit by pitch. And there's a runner aboard, nobody out. So I'm going to start this inning for Mike Batten. Batten, it could be argued, deserved a little better fate in that first inning as an infield single to first base, a bloop single to right, and then a kind of a half swing down the right field line netted 3 base runners, and then a double play scored a run. So it really hit the ball that hard in the first inning, but Batten gave up 2 runs. Runner at first, nobody out for Chandler Anderson. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back, and it's 0-1. Home plate umpires Aaron Freeman, Joe Penna at first, Josh Nolan out in the field. These guys have a really rough go of it. They don't have as many off days as we do. We don't have a ton of off days, but we got a few. And these umpires don't have as many as the ball players and coaches. We have about 1 day off a week here in Alaska while we're playing. There are stretches where we have a few more than that, but not many. And, of course, Caleb, you remember we had a 9-game in 8-day stretch here recently.
That was a little brutal.
We also we'll finish the season with a 8-game in 7 days stretch, so that's kind of a rough one. The interesting thing right now is our least busy time. If you look at our schedule, we got some days off in a row coming up here after the showcase. Batten takes a look at the runner. Here's the 1-1. Little chopper foul. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chandler Anderson, the right fielder for the Pilots, facing Mike Batten for the first time today. He will probably not face Batten again, as both these squads will rotate the pitchers in and out. Showcases for these players, and so for the Chinooks, it'll be Batten first, and then Tyler Yoshihara, then Tyler Weekly, and then Preston White. Those are the 4 pitchers for the Chinooks today. There's a tapper down the left side, foul. Shackelford picks it up and flips it over to the Chinook dugout. Ty Beck down there going to retrieve that ball. The bat boy had to get a Ty Beck mention sooner or later.
Well, he makes sure you mentions him at least once a broadcast, if not more. He's a character down there.
He's been brought up on AIA baseball here in Alaska. He and his brothers Ryan and Jack.
Yeah, give it a few years. Ty's going to be up on in a Chinook uniform.
Well, the middle son, Jackson, actually played with the Panama team this summer for a month, and he's up here with the family now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and nice job by Gomez to hold on to that pitch. That'll be the first strikeout for Mike Batten. And there's 1 away here in the second.
One thing I've noticed about Batten, just up in the broadcast booth, is he battles adversity very well. A lot of times, especially, I mean, he's pitched against the minors about 3 or 4 times. He's gotten a lot of unfortunate things in his appearances, but able to battle back. And like you mentioned, that bottom of the first really didn't give up any big hits. Just they found the right places, the Pilots did.
The first pitch, solid fastball, outside corner. Strike 1 to Sam Frugal, the center fielder. Yeah, that's the beauty of baseball, is it's basically a laboratory for life. There's going to be pitchers that have some rough balls and strikes calls, and you're going to have hitters that don't get the calls they want. Base runners get called out when they may have been safe. That's, you know what? That's just getting you ready for those times in life where that life is nowhere anywhere that I've read, scripture or otherwise, that say that life is fair. So kind of one of the reasons I love coaching baseball. Next pitch is low. And it's 1-1. We spend about an hour a day in discipleship with these guys, and basically, and a lot of the viewers may or may not know that I played for Athletes in Action for 2 summers when I was in college, and it was absolutely a life changer for me. And it's just so exciting to be a part of the leadership with this club, as these young men have a chance every day to learn some lessons in life as we spend some time in the Word of God, and also just sharing with each other our faith journey. So that's what kind of separates the Chinook experience from the other 4 teams in the ABL. 2-1 to Sam Frugal, the pitch. In the dirt, great block right there by Justin Gomez. Keeps Carter Binns over at first base. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Sam Frugal. Mike Batten on the mound, a deep breath. 1 out and 1 aboard here. Bottom of inning number 2. The pitch. Foul tip just off the glove of Gomez, and he'll get another crack at it with a full count. 2-2-0 for the visiting Chinooks. The homestanding Pilots, 2 runs on 3 hits. Neither team with an error up to this point. Be 2 more games today, and then the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game tomorrow. 3-2 pitch. Missed outside. It's a 1-out walk, and that'll put a second base runner aboard for the Pilots. And the 9 spot comes up now. The second baseman, Samuel Blair.
Now batting for Arkansas, center fielder number 4 is Samuel Blair.
Have that backwards. She just called out center field. So the second baseman must be Sam Frugal. So here is Samuel Blair for the first time today. 2 on, 1 out. Breaking pitch misses inside, 1-0. And Batten not quite as sharp as he's been at times here this summer. He's hit a batter this inning and walked a batter, giving up a couple of hits. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside. And Justin Gomez is going to go out and try to settle down the senior right-hander from Riverview, Florida, and Southern Wesleyan University. Well, I know having played in these type of events, you just want to show your best. As some of these guys will play in front of plenty of scouts throughout their college careers, and some of them won't as much. And so this is, for some of them, really a great opportunity to showcase their baseball skills, and they just obviously want to do their best. The 2-0 in there for a strike. And it's 2 balls and a strike. A couple of years ago, we had a young man that after the showcase was signed about a week later. He had 5 teams vying for his he was a junior, and so got a nice little bonus. He threw really well in the All-Star game, and he actually had 5 teams coming after him, kind of competing with one another, and he ended up signing a really nice 6-figure bonus along with the last year of his schooling. So it can happen. Most of these guys are just going to be follow type of situations where the scouts that come up get information and then feed that back to their scouting systems back in the lower 48. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Batten. And there's 2 outs here in the second inning. Breaking pitch, it caught the outside corner. Back to the top we go. Here's Will Brennan, the DH. He's up for the second time. Had an infield single his first time up. A little chopper to the first base side that ended up in that no man's land. Coffey ranged off of first base, and Mitchie couldn't get there. And by the time Batten got to first, Brennan had an infield single. Waves at the first pitch. It's 0-1. So Brennan 1 for 1 in this ball game. 0-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Brennan also listed as a left-handed pitcher. We may see him on the mound here tonight. We'll have to see about that. 0-2 pitch coming up. 2 outs. There's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the season, Brennan is a .309 batter. Got 3 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 18 walks on the year, 30 hits, and 97 at-bats. Here's the next 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3, and Batten finishes with a couple of punch-outs here in the second inning. It's his third. He actually struck out the side that inning, so nice job there to finish strong by Mike Batten. And we'll head to the third inning. We're still tied at Mulcahy. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinooks baseball. Doesn't come off my tongue too well. Chinooks. Chinooks. And welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play.
And back to the third inning. It's back to the top of the lineup for the Chinooks. Gilcrease and Minchie scheduled to hit.
And Kyle Tyler still on the hill for the Pilots. First pitch to Micah. Takes a whack at a fastball, fouls it straight back, and it's 0-1. Glad you're with us here on a beautiful day for baseball here in Anchorage. The 0-1 to Priest. Fouls that one off to the left side, and it's quickly 0-2. Micah Priest, 294 on the year. 3 doubles, a triple, no homers, 13 RBIs. The 0-2. Base hit right up the middle. Good piece of hit by Micah. And the Chinooks with something going here in the third inning. 1B8 if you're scoring at the house. Here's Levi Gilcrease. Gilcrease struck out swinging his first time up. Well, he's 0 for 1 in this ball game. Here's the first pitch to Levi. Misses outside, ball 1. Gilcrease from Baylor. 250 hitter on the year, 4 doubles, a homer, and 13 RBIs. Foul tip into the glove of Carter Binns, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two twos off score. We're in the top of the third inning. Both teams with 3 hits on the board. Micah Priest, 2 for 2. He's got 2 of the 3 Chinook hits. The other one, a 2-run homer by Shackelford. That ball's in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Gilcrease, one of his noteworthy ball games against the Miners. 3 RBIs and a home run. Back on July 6th. And after a kind of a slow start for Levi, he's picked it up here in the second part of the season for sure. 3 balls and a strike for the Chinooks center fielder Levi Gilcrease. Micah Priest single to lead the inning off. He's at first base. The pitch. Ground ball short, could be 2, 6, 4. First, got him. Play nicely turned by Andre Gregory. Gregory to Blair to Bus. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Erases the base runner. And that'll bring up Brandon Mitchie, the second baseman. Mitchie struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. First pitch is going to miss low, ball 1. Mitchie is held off of Mercer University. 260 hitter on the year. Chinooks have, I think, 7 players, 8 players that made the All-Star game roster. Mitchie was one of them. Micah Priest, Brandon Mitchie, Aaron Shackelford, and Justin Gomez, Jeremy Johnson, Scott Smith, and Rob Winslow, I think that's all of them. So congratulations to those Chinooks on making the All-Star roster. Brandon Mitchie was among them. 3-0 out of Mitchie. In their first strike. Mitchie with 3 homers so far this summer. 260 hitter, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 homers, and there's ball 4. Another roll rock
And here's Shaq. With Oppo. And Oppo got his first time up. So Shaq is 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Mitchie at first with 2 outs. The pitch. Breaking pitch misses low inside. 1-0 to Aaron Shackelford. And now Carter Binn's going to go out and have a chat with the right-handed sophomore from Oklahoma, Kyle Tyler. On the season, Shackelford, 265 average, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, 10 extra base hits, 15 RBIs for Shaq. There goes the runner, huge jump. No way they're going to get a pitching on a timing steal there. And he'll get the second. One of the things I've noticed just as a coach, Brandon Mitchie's not the fastest guy in the club, but I tell you what, he's a very aggressive base runner, and he knows how to run the bases. He knows some of the little nuances of running the bases, and he does so. Does a good job. Makes the most of the speed he's got. Here's the 1-1. That's low. Trickles away, but Benz retrieves it. He has 2 balls and a strike on Aaron Shackelford. RBIs and a home run here in the second showcase game here in Anchorage. At 2 outs, and Mitchie at second in a 2-2 tie. Tyler comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Shaq right there. Thinking about home run number 2. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kyle Tyler, 3-0 in the ABL season so far. Here's the 2-2 to Shackelford. Line shot, right field, fair ball. Mitch is going to score easily. Shackelford's going to go around second. Now he's going to go to third. And the throw is not going to be a tie, and it's a triple for Aaron Shackelford. Well, that ball bounced around down the right for a corner. I'm going to block my and I'm going to score a triple. I don't know if they'll officially score a triple or not, but in my book, it's going down as a triple. So Shaq halfway to the cycle has got the hardest 2 runs behind him. An RBI triple and a 2-run homer. 3 for Aaron Shackelford. A 2-out walk to Mitchie has netted a run for the Chinooks. Here's Justin Gomez. The pitch. In there for strike 1 to Gomez. Gomez, one of 3 catchers on the Chinook roster from Azusa Pacific University. Here's the 0-1. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. 0-2. Gomez batting 210 on the year. 5 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, 15 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 to Gomez. Low and away, good block there to save a run by Carter Benz. Chinooks have a number of players in the leader category. We'll give you some of those as the game progresses. Gomez is among the leaders in RBIs. Right now he's 5th in the league. Foul tip straight back. Brandon Mitchie, 2nd in the ABL in RBIs with 20. Shackelford's got 15, so does Gomez. You got 3 Chinooks in the top 6 or 7, I guess. 3 Chinooks in the top 7 RBI producers here in the ABL. Mitchie also
tied for second in home runs with 3. Jeremy Johnson among the leaders in batting average. 1-2 pitch outside, another good block by Carter Binns. That's saving a run as Shackelford's down at third base. 3-2, Chinooks lead it. Top of inning number 3. Kyle Tyler has been on the mound the whole ballgame for the Pilots. There's a line drive, ground ball to first. And a nice play over there by Betts. It's 3 unassisted, and that ends the third inning for the Chinooks. On 2 hits, they leave a runner at third. But your new score from the stadium, it's 3-2 Chinooks as we head to the bottom of the third. Back in just a minute. I stole your headset because my wife said that yours was, she said, can't understand because of static. I think that was the interview. She said, your voice is static. Caleb Smith is not. Whatever. So, I don't know. What does it sound like? It means better. I don't know. Have you got on and tried to listen to it? That might be something worth doing. She said you were fine. So I put your headset on and put mine there. So why don't you try that out, and if we need to switch, we can. Or if we need to go to that, if you think that's better. I'll let you make this decision on that, but I'd like you to hear it to see if it's worth hearing. Oh, we're on the air. The Tyler Yoshihara, right-handed sophomore for Pomona pitcher, 5'11" and 180. And he'll take over from Mike Patton here in inning number 3. First pitch swung on, fouled straight back. I must hit us in the window here. Guess these are plexiglass, so we're good, huh? Andre Gregory in the batter. He singled to right field his first time up. Kind of blooped a hit in front of Micah Priest. Fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gilch on the mound for the Chinooks. Okay. We got good sound now. Apologize for some of the static. We got some technical difficulties with one of our headsets today, so hopefully we'll get some pretty good sound now. I've just gotten some feedback that it's a little bit better. Here's the 2-1. It's going to miss high. 3 balls, 1 strike on Andre Gregory, the shortstop for the Pirates. 3-1 pitch, misses, ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk for Gregory. And that'll bring up Ian Evans, the left fielder. It's still bad.
Okay, So we're back. We're going to switch the sound here, and I guess I just need to stay where I'm at. I'm good. All right, so line drive to center is 1 out. It was Evans that lined out to center fielder Levi Gilcrease for out number 1. First pitch misses high to Cuba Bess. He grounded into a double play, 6U3 last time. The next pitch fouled straight back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handed batting first baseman Cuba Bess. Tyler Yoshihara really did a nice job in a doubleheader start for the Chinooks this past week. He's coming off an outstanding outing that night. Little chopper right side, gonna trickle foul. Luke Coffey picks it up just outside the foul line at first base. And we'll go back at it with a 1-2 count on Cuba Bess. Andre Gregory is at first base. He led the inning off with a walk. And Ian Evans lined out to Gilcrease as we were changing out the microphones. So we're going with the computer mic at this point. So it's a little bit different for me. I'm just talking to the plexiglass is what I'm doing. Grounder right back to Yoshi. Flips it over the head of Schmitz. And that's a tough play right there. Yoshi had a chance to get a double play, and he kind of lollipopped it. Alex Schmitz had to wait for the ball, and it went off his glove. And Mitchie was back behind second to back it up, so he prevented the runners from advancing, but going to be an E1 there. Yes, that had potential to be a double play, and it turns out that the Chinooks get nothing out of that. First and second, still only 1 out. Here's Armani Smith, the third baseman. Smith grounded out to second his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 today. First pitch in there, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Foul tip off the glove of Gomez. And it's quickly 0-2. One out, 2 aboard here. Bottom of inning number 3. It's a 3-2 Chinook lead. Tyler Yoshihara has taken over for Mike Batten on the mound. Gomez did a nice job of keeping that ball right at home plate. That ball gets away, and you got runners at second and third. As is, the double play still in order. Chinooks almost had a chance to roll that double play, but Yoshi couldn't quite make a solid feed. And fly ball right field. Priest back on it. Plenty of room. Makes the easy catch. And the runner bluffs. A nice strong throw. Show it off right there. Micah Priest launches that ball all the way to third base on a fly. And there's 2 outs. F9 if you're scoring at the house. And that'll bring up the catcher, Carter Binns.
Catcher number 14, Carter Binns.
Binns got hit by a pitch his first time up, so he does not have an official at bat. First pitch inside, ball 1. On the year, Binns, 278 hitter, 7 doubles, a triple, 15 RBIs. Up here. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs and 2 aboard here. Bottom of inning number 3. Tyler Yoshihara on the mound for the Chinooks. The 2-0 pitch. Popped up to the right side, out of play. And it's 2-1. Sun coming out now. Game time temperature was 64, and I got to believe we might be a little higher now. Take a peek at that and see what the Weather Channel says. It's 65 now here in Anchorage. A slight west-southwesterly breeze toward the left field foul pole. There's a chopper that's going to go foul down the third base line, and count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I also had we had a pregame interview with Sean Maltby, the GM of the Anchorage Bucks, and what a good job he's done of organizing the festivities here, all the BP times and the pregame times, and appreciate his efforts. My interview got cut short because of technical difficulties. Pop-up left side should be in play for Shackelford. He comes in foul territory and makes the easy catch for the 3rd out. So that'll end the 3rd inning, and the Pilots get 2 base runners, but they're stranded with a fly ball to right and a pop-up to the 3rd baseman. We'll head to inning number 4. Your score from Mulcahy Field is Chinooks 3 and the Pilots 2. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinooks baseball. And welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium here in Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. Appreciate Caleb Duarte letting me sit in for him and have a little fun on a day where the players are showcasing their talents in front of a lot of pro scouts in an exhibition matchup with the Glacier Pilots. First pitch to Luke Coffey, ground ball to short. It's Andre Gregory fires across, 1 pitch, 1 out. Easy play for Gregory at short, and Coffey is out 6-3. Here's Preston White. For the 2nd time today, Preston walked his first time up.
Now that is from Southern designated hitter, number 31, Preston White.
White with just a couple of hits and 27 plate at bats so far this year. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Kyle Tyler back on the mound for the Pilots. Pops it straight back over our heads. Quickly 0-2 on Preston White. Drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here's the 0-2 to White. That ball's well hit. High, deep, left field. It's got a chance, and out of here. Preston White goes down and gets a breaking pitch and drives it over the left field wall. The 2nd homer of the game for the Chinooks, and it's a 4-2 lead. Really nice swing by Preston White. And I can't believe that Kyle Tyler, a little shell-shocked here, giving up 2 home runs. He came in 3-0 with a 1.87 ERA. He's given up 4 runs in 4 innings of work, or actually 3 innings of work. And he's actually walked 2, and he only had walked 4 coming in, so not the best outing of the summer by a long shot for Kyle Tyler. It was a good piece of hitting right there. One of the things I've noticed about Preston White, is the more at-bats he gets, the sharper he appears at home plate. Seeing some live pitching. And batted a whole lot. He's a pitcher, primary pitcher, but also an outfielder. And good to see him catch fire here during the showcase. He got a couple of hits yesterday in the showcase. This is Alex Schmitz now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Both home runs going to left field. That's where the wind's blowing just a little bit. 1-2 pitch, chopper to short. Gregory's up with it, and he throws across. And that actually was Armani Smith who cut him off. Third baseman came across. 5-3 if you're scoring at the house. High chopper that off the bat looked like Gregory was going to field, but Armani Smith, as you do, you teach those third basemen to come across and get at whatever they can. And on this turf, he got the nice hop and fired across for out number 2. Here's Jeremy Johnson now. Popped up to second base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Again, we mentioned that Johnson among the ABL leaders in batting average at .298. He's 7th in the league in batting average. Chopper foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jeremy Johnson. Done a great job in the outfield defensively. Made a number of web gem type plays for the Chinooks. And he's also hit very well. His .298 average indicates, again, among the top 7 hitters in the league. Quinn Cotton currently leads the ABL with a .380 average. He plays for the Miners. Blake Benefield, also for the Miners, has 6 home runs. He leads in that category. Benefield also has 30 RBIs. 1-2 pitch, a breaking pitch in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody aboard. The Chinooks have added a run off the bat, I should say, of Preston White. A solo shot to left field. He went down and got a 2-strike breaking pitch. A 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Smith up with it. Throws across. And that's your inning. So 3 ground ball outs for Kyle Tyler, but wedged in between those ground balls was a solo homer by Preston White. And your new score from Mulcahy Stadium is the Chinooks 4 and the Pilots 2, back for the bottom of the 4th in just a minute. Welcome back to Mulcahy. 4-2 Chinooks as we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 7, 8, and 9 for the Pilots. Anderson, Frugal, and Blair scheduled to hit for Anchorage. Yoshi back on the mound for the Chinooks. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Fastball outside, and it's 2-0 on Chandler Anderson. Fastball misses high, and it's 3-0. Anderson, 122 average for the Pilots. He's got a double. He does have an RBI, and he's got a stolen base. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Anderson. He struck out his first time up. And here's Sam Fregal. He walked his first time up.
Now batting from Virginia Tech, second baseman, number 12, Sam Fregal.
Fregal on the year, or on the summer, I should say, 224 average, 1 double, no triples. I'm sorry, no doubles, 1 triple, and 5 RBIs. He does have 1 stolen base to go with that 224 average. Runner going, throw to second, and it sailed high. It was there in time, but Mitchie had to bring it down, and by the time he got the glove to the bag, Anderson had stolen second base. So runner at second now, nobody out for the Pilots. Fregal walked his first time up, so he's at bat in this ball game. Yoshihara comes set, the 1-0. That's high, and now is going to go out and try to settle down Yoshi. Tyler Weekly scheduled to pitch next for the Chinooks. As I see Brian, our trainer, flexing his muscles and bringing the water cooler down the Chinook dugout. Appreciate his efforts all summer. The trainers here do a great job for the ABL players. I've got a nice training staff that covers the games here in Anchorage and in Palmer. There's a pop-up straight up. Mitchie at second calling everyone off, and he'll make the one-handed grab. You got to have 2 hands here in the big leagues there. And there's 1 out here in the 4th. Say that every time in the dugout when a player catches a ball one-handed. I talk about using 2 hands till they're in the big leagues. I'm an old school coach, so I like to see 2 hands when you can get them on there. Here's the 9-hitter, Samuel Blair. Center fielder struck out looking his first time up. First pitch from Yoshi, outside corner, strike 1. 4-5-1 for the Chinooks, 2-3-0 for the Pilots. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Runner at second, a spin move. Boy, I'd like to see that. I think I can maybe count on one hand the number of pickoff moves at second that the Chinooks have made this summer. Nice to see Brandon Mitchie and Yoshi working together there, trying to keep Anderson close to second base. Here's the 0-1. Pop straight back out of play. And it's 0-2. We're just off of 15th Street here in Anchorage. And the Seward Highway, kind of in, I guess, south, I don't know if it's south central Anchorage, where we're located. Here's the 0-2. That's going to miss high, and it's 1-2 on the 9-hitter Samuel Blair, the center fielder. We're surrounded by athletic complexes, baseball and softball fields. There's a football field just outside the left field fence here. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase a high fastball. And Yoshi gets his first strikeout of the day. That is the 4th strikeout of the day for Chinook pitchers. But for Yoshi, that's his first punch out. Back to the top of the lineup, it's DH Will Brennan. Brennan had an infield single, and he struck out looking. He's 1 for 2 in this ball game. Fouled off the left side, and it's 0-1. The football field that's outside the left field wall there, you Google airplane crashing in Anchorage field, somebody got a video of that. I've seen it, and it's a little scary. I had one of these smaller propeller single-engine planes go down on that football field right outside this baseball field. Somebody captured it on a video. And, boy, every time I'm coaching third, I kind of look out there. And every time I hear an airplane here when I'm coaching, I always look up just to make sure nothing's happening. 1-1 on Will Brennan. And that one sails high, 2-1. You have a slight breeze today. Absolutely gorgeous day here at Mulcahy. Just a slight breeze out of the southwest. There's a tapper right back to Yoshi off his glove. Michie comes in and makes the play. Got him. Nicely done there by Brandon Michie. Went off the glove of Tyler Yoshihara, and Brandon Michie was coming in, and that is going to be scored 1-4-3. That'll wrap up the fourth inning for the Pilots. A leadoff walk is stranded at second base. We'll head to the fifth inning. It's a 7-inning ball game here in the showcase. And your score is 4-2 Chinooks. Back in just a minute. And welcome back to Mulcahy. And the Pilots have made a pitching change. Kyle Tyler goes 4 complete innings, gives up 4 runs on 5 hits. Be replaced by Steven Ledesma, right-handed junior from UC Santa Barbara, 6'5" and 190. And for Ledesma, so far this summer, he's 0-1 with a 3.60 ERA. He's pitched in 4 games. He started once. He's got 10 complete innings, 12 strikeouts, just 5 walks for the junior from UC Santa Barbara, Steven Ledesma. Take over on the mound as the Chinooks bat here in the top of the 5th. It's the top of the lineup, Mike Caprice. 2 for 2 in this ball game. Couple of singles to center field. First pitch misses inside on the fastball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. These showcase games are 7-inning ball games, so we're in the 5th right now. There's a healthy swing on another fastball, and Micah fouls it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't think we've had any positional changes yet for the Pilots. Check swing did not go. 2 balls and a strike. Ian Evans in left, Samuel Blair in center. Here's a ground ball through the right side, and Mike Caprice was his 3rd hit of the day. And the Chinooks looking for more here as they get their leadoff runner aboard. Here's Levi Gilcrease. Struck out in the 1st, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 3rd. So Levi 0 for 2 in this ballgame. He'll face Steven Ledesma for the first time. Check swing. Yes, he did. Strike 1. Oh, 1 to count. There's the pitch. That's in the dirt, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first with nobody out. Here's the 1-1. Inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Priest is at first. At some point, probably going to look to go here, whether it's this at bat or the next. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, second base. Tags the runner, throws to first, double play. Nicely done at second base by Sam Frugal. Now you try to avoid that tag if you can, and if you can't, you stop. And so Frugal tags Priest as he goes by, tried to get by before the tag was made, but that'll go 4-3. Gilcrease grounds into the second double play of the day. Here's Brandon Mitchie with 2 outs and nobody aboard. First pitch, yes, he did. Kind of tried to hold up his swing, but couldn't do it. And it's 0-1. Mitchie was in this same situation back in the 3rd inning and drew a walk, scored on a Shackelford triple. A 1 pitch way outside on the fastball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs and nobody aboard in the 5th inning. Had a notion, but held up that time, and it's 2-1. Mitchie, 257 on the year. 3 doubles, 2 triples, 3 homers, 20 RBIs for the second baseman. 2-1 pitch, outside corner, that's a strike, and it's 2-2. Top of the 5th inning of a 7-inning showcase game here at Mulcahy Field. 2-2. Well hit, left center. That's going to fall in for a single. And Mitchie gets his first hit of the day. So that will extend the inning. That's going to make a 1-for-2 ball game so far for Brandon. He struck out looking the first time and walked and scored in the 3rd. Shackelford has had a ball game. A 2-run homer the opposite way in the 1st inning. And an RBI triple in the 3rd. So if he gets a couple more at-bats here, he's got a chance for the cycle. He's got the hard ones behind him. That ball's well hit, high, center field, but not deep enough. And that's Blair under it, making the grab for the final out of the inning. So the Chinooks get 1 base runner. They leave a 2-run single at first base, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score remains the Chinooks 4 and the Pilots 2. Back in just a minute. All right, welcome back. We'll bring you back a little early here. We got a new pitcher, and it's Tyler Weekly, 6'3", 180, right-handed junior from Charleston Southern, out of James Island, South Carolina. Tyler Weekly will step in for the Chinooks and try to bring up some numbers for you here momentarily for Tyler.
Also now pitching from Dutch University, number 15, Adam Rojas. And at first base from Mercer, number 17, Alex Crowdy.
Now, we've also had some defensive switches. I guess I should have known those because I made them. Adam Rojas is now catching. Alex Crowdy down at first base. So a couple of defensive changes, trying to get everybody in these showcase games both days. I know some of these teams like to split the games, but or like to play one player the whole game. Andre Gregory will lead it off against Tyler Weekly. Here in the bottom of inning number 5. First pitch from Weekly is in there for strike 1. Weekly 1-0 with a 3.37 so far this summer. He's pitched in 7 games, 6 of them as a starter. And the next pitch is in there, and he's quickly ahead of Andre Gregory, 0-2. 32 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts, and just 9 walks. Yes, he did. Kind of waved at it. And that's strikeout number 1 for Weekly. 5 for Chinook pitching. And quickly, there's one out here in the 5th. Here's Ian Evans. Ian Evans singled to right his first time up and lined out to center field. So he's 1 for 2 in this ball game. The pitch. It's going to miss high. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. And that's going to miss. 2 balls and no strikes. Adam Rojas now behind the plate. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. And Alex Crowdy at first. Other than that, the defense, well, actually they switched in center. So we got Jeremy Johnson ranging out there in center now. He and Levi Gilcrease have switched, and Mike Caprice has gone from right to left. Gilcrease has gone from center to right, and Johnson gone from left to center. Fouled off, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you could follow that, then you're better than I am. As I said earlier, we are very blessed with the Chinooks to have 3 center fielders as outfielders. So these guys, we just kind of keep that revolving door moving, and they all get to play center. And they all do a great job defensively, and all are really good players. So there's a little looping liner over to Mitchie at second. He'll make the running grab for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th. And here's Cuba Bess stepping in for the Pilots. 4-2 Chinooks, bottom of the 5th. Weekly working a so far perfect 5th inning, struck out Gregory and got Evans on a weak liner to second. The 1-0 pitch to Best misses, and it's 2-0. Kind of interesting from this vantage point where those outfielders stand. They have I don't know what it is. They got circles of grass out there. I don't know. They've added some seed to those areas. That ball's well hit, high and deep to right, and that ball's out of here. Cuba Bess hits a 2-0 pitch over the right field wall for a home run. It looked to be a low pitch. I don't know if it was a fastball or a breaking pitch, but he went down and got it, and he drove it. And that'll make it 4-3. Solo home run for Cuba Bess here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Armani Smith, the third baseman. Smith is 0 for 2 with a ground ball to second and a fly out to right field. So after getting the first 2 batters, Weekly gives up the home run, and it's now a 1-run ball game. The Chinooks with 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. And the Glacier Pilots, 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Here's the 1-1. Inside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Beautiful day here at Mulcahy Field. Sun out, clouds have broken up. Pop up right side, shouldn't be a problem. Gilcrease in right field ranging in and makes that one-handed grab. 2 hands here in the big league, son. We'll head to the 6th inning. Your new score from Mulcahy is the Glacier Pilots, the Chinooks 4 and the Glacier Pilots 3. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinook Baseball. And we'll bring you back early. I want to give a shout out to my all three assistant coaches. Andrew Towns is a young man that was with Clemson this year as a senior and came on board to help us coach this Chinook team up. He's been driving a van all summer and helping our guys get from A to B, and also helping us. He's coached first base all summer and worked with our pitchers a little bit in the bullpen, and actually got to throw a couple innings the other night. So appreciate Andrew and what he's done for this club. And, of course, Chris Matthews has been with us as well, and Chris has thrown batting practice a bunch. Andrew has also thrown a bunch of batting practice, but Chris and I have thrown a lot of batting practice. Chris, a lot of it, and keeps a lot of our charts in the dugout, done a good job. Chris actually played with the Chinook club back in 2012, the first year that I was on board as head coach, and also the first year that the AI team moved from Fairbanks to Chugiak. Adam Rojas at the plate, first pitch, up the middle, base hit. So Rojas steps in quickly and gets himself a base hit up the middle. He's taken over Gomez in that 5 position in the Chinook lineup. Here's Alex Crotty now for his first time here in this showcase, or this game. He played yesterday in the showcase, but this is his first at bat. He took over at first base last inning. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch. That's going to be low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Crotty. Playing first base today. First time he's played first all year. He played some third for us. Also has done a lot of catching. You have 3 catchers and pretty much rotate those guys in and out every third game. 1-1 pitch to Alex. Backdoor breaking pitch. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Coach Matthews down there in the third base box today. And, of course, general manager and pitching coach Chris Beck, a big thank you to him. He's wearing about 6 hats while he's up here. Swing and a miss, and Crotty goes down on strikes. It's going to be the first strikeout of the day for Steven Ledesma, who came on back in the 5th inning.
Now batting for Southern designated hitter number 31, Preston White.
Here's Preston White. Solo home run his last time up. He walked back in the 2nd inning, so Preston 1 for 1 today. Scored a run, has got an RBI. First pitch, good breaking pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 to White. That ball gets away from the catcher, and Rojas will scamper down to second base. That's a wild pitch. And now Chinook's got a runner at second with 1 out. Well, Preston White is listed as the DH, but I believe he's going to be pitching the next inning. I think he's going to cover those last 2 innings. Although, we'll see. Someone else is walking in from the bullpen. I don't know who that was. Oh, that was – okay, so, yeah, that's right. JJ is going to throw an inning and then White. So I think we're going to have JJ Julian throwing 1 inning here in the 6th inning. It was a last-minute addition. So look out. That's right at my window. That was an odd sensation. Ball came right off the window here in front of us. And it's 1-2 on Preston White. Steven Ledesma, the right-handed junior from UC Santa Barbara, came on in the 5th. He's working here in, or he came on in the 4th, rather, I think. Now this is the 6th, so he did come on in the 5th. So this is his 2nd inning of work. 1 out, runner at second base. The 1-2 misses inside. It's 2-2. Now, I was getting to all three of my assistant coaches done a great job. Of course, Chris Beck not only is in charge of our pitchers, but he's also the general manager of the Chinook program, as well as being the director of baseball for Athletes in Action, over 4 different teams. And they all play in the summer, so he's a busy guy. And you put on top of that managing 3 young boys and, you know, his family while he's up here, and he's got his hands full for sure. So I greatly appreciate what Chris adds to the Chinook program, and it's been a really good relationship working with him the last 6 years. There's a foul ball off to the right. It's Preston White. Just does hang tough on an off-speed pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 runner aboard. Adam Rojas out at second base. Ledesma comes set. Here's the next 2. He's going to snap a inside move out to keep Rojas close to second base. "4-3 is the score here. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch. In the dirt, pops away. Rojas will scoot down to third base. Nice job by Adam. Hitches has moved him 90 feet from the 5th run of the ball game for the Chinooks. Well, that totally changes the scenario. Now a fly ball that's deep enough will get you a run. And they're going to play back in the middle. So a ground ball to short second or maybe even first will get a run. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to short. That'll be a run. And nice play by the shortstop, Gregory, but an RBI ground out. And it's now a 5-3 Chinook lead. So those wild pitches hurt you. As a routine grounder that wouldn't have been a run ends up being a run for the Chinooks. And here's shortstop Alex Schmitz. Schmitz took a 3rd strike in the 2nd inning, grounded out to third base in the 4th. 0 for 2 today. First pitch. Solid strike on the fastball, and it's 0-1. Two outs, nobody aboard. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 on Alex Schmitz. Schmitz, the sophomore out of Tulsa from Oral Roberts. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that'll end the inning. Second strikeout of the ball game for Steven Ledesma, and it ends the Chinook 6th. But the Chinooks get another run, a leadoff single by Adam Rojas, a couple of wild pitches, and a routine ground out by Preston White. And your new score from Mulcahy is Chinooks 5 and the Pilots 3. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinook baseball. And welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Chinooks have a new pitcher on the mound. It's right-handed senior from Southern Wesleyan, 6'2" and 190, J.J. Julian. And Julian threw a little bit in yesterday's showcase. He'll get another opportunity here today. So far, J.J. 1-3 on the summer with a 3.70 ERA. He's thrown 17 innings, 26 strikeouts, 16 walks, 13 hits. So J.J. Julian toes the rubber for the Chinooks. He's from Ackworth, Georgia. Stepping in for the Glacier Pilots, it's the catcher, Carter Benz. First pitch, and it's going to be a fastball high, ball one. Benz got hit by a pitch back in the second, and he popped up to Shackelford in foul territory in the third. He's 0 for 1. That ball's fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Five-3 Chinooks. Bottom of the 6th inning, and now Carter Benz is needing a little time to breathe here as J.J. Julian wants to work a little quicker than Carter wants to hit. He asks for time, and home plate umpire Aaron Freeman grants it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high again. 2 balls and a strike. Well, I believe that Julian's going to throw an inning, and then Preston White would be scheduled next. Swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Going from the windup. Here's the 2-2. Just missed inside. Just missed hitting him, actually. Yes, Carter Benz already got hit once. And he almost got hit again. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a high fastball. And there's 1 out. First strikeout of the ball game for J.J. Julian. For Chinook pitchers, that's the 6th strikeout of the ball game. Here's Chandler Anderson. Anderson 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. And drew a leadoff walk in the 4th. First pitch in there, strike 1. JJ looks a lot sharper today than he did yesterday. 0-1 pitch. And that's way low. Good job by Adam Rojas. Took that one off the shoulder. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard. We're in the bottom of the 6th here at Mulcahy in Anchorage, Alaska. It's going to miss inside on the fastball. 2-1. Breeze has picked up a little bit since we started. Ground ball up the middle. Tough play. Can't get there. Alex Schmitz couldn't reach it, and it's a single for Chandler Anderson. So you got runner at first with 1 out here in the 6th inning. 2-run ball game. Here's Sam Fergal, the second baseman. He walked back in the 2nd inning, popped up to 2nd in the 4th. He's 0 for 1 today. Well, Anderson probably going to look to steal here at some point. Show off his speed. Not going here. First pitch misses, and it's 1-0. Julian comes set. There goes the runner. Throw down by Rojas, and not going to be in time. Pretty good jump at first base by Anderson. Adam Rojas might have as quick a release as I've ever seen. He gets rid of that ball so fast. You give him any kind of chance to throw runners out, he's going to do it. So pretty good jump at first by Anderson. And he's in scoring position with 1 out. Julian comes set. Here's the pitch. Another fastball that's high. And it's 3-0. You got first base open, so walking Regal would not be disastrous as Samuel Blair waits on deck. With one out, it would bring the double play back in order. Here's the pitch. And that's low, and it is a walk. So you got first and second, one out, and here comes Samuel Blair. Tying run aboard for the Glacier Pilots here in the 6th inning. This is going to be a 7-inning ball game. These showcase games are triple headers, so you play 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. So they've shortened them to 7-inning ball games. First, now he's got him picked off. And that's going to be a balk. You can't throw to third. You can throw to second. Now, the question is, and let's see if Coach Matthews is going to go out and argue this. I want to see Coach Matthews get thrown out of the game. I think the problem there was that JJ didn't fake the throw to second. If he'd have faked it to second and then stepped off the rubber, then he'd had a chance to get the runner. But as is, it's going to be called a balk, and both runners will advance. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position and a 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. So now Pilots with a base hit could tie this ball game. The Chinooks started out with the lead in the 1st inning, and it was tied 2-2 for about an inning. And then in the 3rd inning, they retook the lead on a triple by Shackelford. Ground ball to short. Schmitz is going to throw to the plate, and Rojas is going to make the tag for the out. Nice play by Alex Schmitz. He made the long throw, and Anderson took off. So that'll go 6-2 on the put out at the plate. And now you're back to first and second with 2 outs. You don't see that very often. I don't think that Anderson thought Schmitz was going to throw to the plate, but he did. And Rojas caught it, and a very short rundown made the tag. So you got first and second, 2 outs. Back to the top of the Pilot lineup. It's Will Brennan for the 4th time today. Brennan is 1 for 3. Infield single in the 1st, struck out looking in the 2nd. Grounded into a 1-4-3 put out in the 4th. The 1-0 pitch misses. It's 2-0. J.J. Julian struck out the first batter he faced. He gave up a single up the middle, a walk, and then a fielder's choice. Puts us with first and second, 2 outs. That ball's fouled out of play. 2 balls and a strike to leadoff hitter Will Brennan, the DH. Well, 65 degrees. West-southwesterly at 11 now. A little bit stiffer than it was when we started at 8. Fouled out of play. It's 2-2. So the balls that are hit to left center and left field are going to get a little bit of a nudge. Everything else going to get a push, going to get pushed back. That makes that home run to right field by Cuba Bess even more impressive. So you hit that into the teeth of not a huge wind, but he hit it into the wind. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Outside, it'll go full. Runners will be off with this next pitch from J.J. Julian. Will Brennan at the plate. You got Frugal at second, Blair at first. There they go. The pitch just missed inside. And the bases are loaded. That's going to bring up Andre Gregory. Gregory so far in the ball game, 1 for 2. He singled back in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th. Bases loaded with Pilots, 2 outs. J.J. Julian comes set the pitch. In there for a strike. It's 0-1 on Andre Gregory. 5-3, Chinooks lead it. Bottom of the 6th inning of a 7-inning showcase ball game here at Mulcahy in Anchorage. The 0-1. Outside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batting shortstop Andre Gregory with a chance to tie this game. Here's the 1-1. Looping fly ball right side, going to get out of play. And it's 1-2. This is game 1 of 3 today. And then tomorrow, we have been notified that the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game will be broadcast. So you may want to check the ABL website for links on the broadcast for tomorrow's Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. Well, unofficially, I think that Luke Coffey and Preston White are going to hit in the Home Run Derby for the Chinooks. That's what I've heard. So, and of course, the All-Stars for tomorrow's game, we'll give you those after the ball game. But the Chinooks have 8 All-Stars on the roster. Now, the pitchers will not throw, to my understanding. The position players will play. We have 5 position players that earn the right to play in tomorrow's ball game. And again, I'll give you some of those details after the ball game is completed. I may give you those here between innings. The 2-2 pitch, another close one, but Aaron Freeman did not want to call it a strike. Pretty close right there. We've had a couple of close pitches called balls here in the last couple of batters. Full count, 2 outs. Runners will be off with the pitch. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that will end the 6th inning. We'll go to the 7th inning. The score remains the Chinooks 5 and the Pilots 3. Well, let's go through the All-Star selections for you for the Chinooks. The 2017 Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. And for the Chinooks on the pitching staff, Robert Winslow will be on the All-Star roster. Michael Batten, Winslow threw yesterday, Batten threw today, and then Scott Smith, he threw yesterday. And so those are the 3 pitchers that were selected as ABL All-Stars, and they're on the American League team here in the ABL. Position side of things for the Chinooks, Aaron Shackelford, an infielder, was selected, as was Brandon Mitchie. Justin Gomez, a catcher, and he may actually play some first base tomorrow. We'll have to see how that works itself out on the field. And then 2 of the outfielders from the Chinooks made the All-Star game tomorrow. That would be Mike Caprice and Jeremy Johnson. So congratulations to those Chinooks for making the All-Star roster. And the position players, I think, are going to be playing in the ball game. I don't think the pitchers are going to throw, but I may be corrected on that. We'll stay tuned for that one. And on the Home Run Derby, which is going to be broadcast at 1 o'clock, that'll be Luke Coffey and Preston White. So the Chinooks will have 2 in the Home Run Derby at 1, and then 5 and maybe as many as 8 in the All-Star game itself. Leading off is Jeremy Johnson here in the 7th inning. This will be it. Win, lose, or draw, we'll play 7 complete innings. And I believe back on the mound is the Ledesma. No, they actually got a new pitcher, so we'll let you know who that is momentarily. The 0-2 to Jeremy Johnson misses, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, I'm looking. Cameron Thompson is a new pitcher. There's a chopper foul, and the count will remain 1-2 on Jeremy Johnson. Johnson popped up to second in the 2nd inning, grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning, so he's 0 for 2 in this ball game. The new pitcher, Cameron Thompson, 5'10", 180 from Kansas State, a freshman out of Pasadena, Texas. Fastball misses high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chinooks 5 runs on 8 hits, and the Glacier Pilots 3 runs on 5 hits. Ground ball. Actually, it's a it's into left jump for Jeremy Johnson. There, Jeremy Johnson with good speed now. I think he's going to be okay. He'll stay on second for now. I don't know if it's an ankle issue. He's kind of looking at his foot as if he made a turn that ankle when he slid. But he'll stay in the ball game. Back to the top we go. Micah Priest, 3 for 3. Couple of singles to center and a single to right. First pitch swing, he fouls it off to the left side. It's 0-1. 5-3 Chinooks, top of the 7th. They're looking for more after a leadoff hustling double by Jeremy Johnson. Craig Biggio style. Like to see that. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cameron Thompson's the new pitcher. He's the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Pilots. 1-1 pitch coming up. Thompson comes set. Now Priest is going to ask for time. And home plate umpire Aaron Freeman grants it. Nobody out. Johnson at second base. Thompson comes set. The pitch. Fly ball, center field. And now the center field is going to call him off. Boy, I tell you what, this time of day, it's almost impossible to see the ball once it goes high in the air. It's an F8 if you're scoring at the house. And there's 1 out here in the 7th. Here's Levi Gilcrease. Boy, he's had a rough one here. Struck out in the 1st, grounded into a double play, 6-4-3 in the 3rd, and grounded into a 4-U-3 double play in the 5th. Trying to drive in the Chinooks 6th run of the ball game. They lead it 5-3 here in the 7th. A spin move, and Johnson dives back safely. Cameron Thompson, the freshman from Kansas State. And that ball's hit the left field and caught by the left fielder, Ian Evans, for out number 2. Tell you what, it's so bright up here. I'm having to look at where the fielders are going to judge on those fly balls because there's kind of a glare off the turf here, and the sun is directly overhead, so really challenging for these broadcasters to have a newfound respect for these guys to follow the baseball. 2 outs, and here's Brandon Mitchie. Johnson at second has been out there. He started the inning off with a leadoff hustling double. First pitch to Mitchie misses, and it's a 1-0. Shackelford waits on deck for the Chinooks. Thompson comes set, the pitch. Well, he's awful close to balking out there. I don't know if they're going to call a balk and a showcase, but he's going pretty quick. Got to come to that discernible pause on the mound as you check the runner. 2 balls and no strikes to Mitchie. If he gets something good here, he'll take a whack at it. Here's the pitch. Takes a healthy cut at a fastball and foul tips it. And it's 2-1. The Chinooks struck first in the 1st inning, scored 2 runs. And the Pilots matched their 2 runs. Chinooks got a single run in the 3rd and a single run in the 4th. Here's a little chopper right side. Tough play. Thompson will flip it over, and that's it. So that'll go 1-3. As did not think that the pitcher Thompson was going to be able to range over there, but he did. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. that's it. We're going to have this is a 7-inning ball game, so this is it. The Pilots have 3 outs to get at least 2 runs, and either way, we're going to finish it here, as these showcase games are all 7-inning ball games. Back for the bottom of the 7th in just a minute. And welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium here in Anchorage, Alaska on a beautiful Saturday, July 15th. ABL Showcase, Day 2. And we're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Chinooks have a new pitcher. It's Preston White. He's already hit a home run in this game, and now he's got a chance to close it up. And this is a save situation, so White would get the save. So far this summer, Preston White on the mound is 1-1 with a 6.56 ERA. He's pitched in 8 games. He's not started a game. He does have 1 save, 12 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 10 walks, 14 hits for Preston White. The 6'6", 215 pounds. That's what I was looking for, some numbers there. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Ian Evans. Next pitch is going to miss high. 2 balls and no strikes. So Preston White from Memphis, Tennessee, played at Birmingham Southern. And he's on to try to close this off for the Chinooks. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder right back to White, and he'll run halfway over and flip it over to Alex Crotty for out number 1. Again, these are 7-inning ball games, so this will be it. Pilots cannot score. That'll be the ball game. Even if they do score, this will be all. Even if we will end in a tie if necessary. Try to keep the games on schedule. Here's left-handed batting Cuba Bess, and he hit a solo homer his last time up, 1 for 3 today. Rounded into a double play back in the first inning. Reached on an error by Tyler Yoshihara in the 3rd. First pitch misses. It's 1-0 to Cuba Bess. Check swing in there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Preston White comes set. Chopper to first. Crotty's going to flip it over to Preston, and they trade places. The first ball was a 1-3, and that's a 3-1 if you're scoring at the house. 2 outs. Pilots down to their last out. And here's Armani Smith, the 3rd baseman. 0 for 3. He's flown out to right twice and grounded out to second. Preston White looking for his 2nd save of the summer. Junior from Birmingham Southern in Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, he did on a fastball. As White let that one go a little bit. He's just now getting warmed up. One pitch or a couple of strikes away from the ball game being over. Here's the 0-1. That's going to miss high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Ground ball to third. This could do it. Shackelford up with it. Throws across. There's your ball game. 5-3 ends the game. White gets the save. And the Chinooks get the win. Your final score, the Chinooks with 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. And the Glacier Pilots 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Preston White will get his 2nd save of the year, and I'm going to – Yoshi gets the win. I don't know how we're going to assess the win here, but needless to say, the Chinooks get their 2nd win in a row, and that's going to break a 7-game winning streak for the Pilots. I have noticed that if you look at our schedule, we're going to play the Pilots a bunch down the stretch. We haven't played them very much in the early part of the season. And we did play the Miners a lot, but haven't played the Pilots very much. So we will see the Pilots a bunch here coming down the home stretch. And the Chinooks will finish the showcase 2-0 as they'll set this field back up for batting practice for the next ball game. And I'll take a peek at – I don't even know if I have it with me. Oh, here we go. The next ball game is going to be the Oilers and the Pilots. So the Pilots will probably go back into their clubhouse, grab a drink of water or a Gatorade, and come back out for the 4 o'clock game against the Oilers. The Oilers are going to hit batting practice. And then the nightcap tonight will be the Miners and the Bucks playing each other at 7 p.m. So that'll be the end of this showcase game. And General Manager Chris Beck down there going through the details of tomorrow's game. And let's recap that one for you. As tomorrow's home run derby at 1 o'clock. It'll be broadcast somewhere. If you're going to have to browse around on the ABL website to find a link. But we've been told that the home run derby will be broadcast. And so Luke Coffey and Preston White will take part in that one for the Chinooks. Each team will have 2 participants, and I think they're going to try to structure that like the big league one. It'll be a timed thing, so there'll be different rounds, and we've actually had some Chinooks win the home run derby before. So that'll be fun for Luke Coffey and Preston White. They'll get their hacks in tomorrow, and not sure who will be thrown to them. But on the All-Star game, the 8 Chinooks that were named All-Stars, the pitchers were Robert Winslow, Michael Batten, and Scott Smith. I'm not sure if any of those are going to throw in that game tomorrow. I know me and Chris had talked about that, and he wasn't sure any of those going to be able to throw tomorrow, but they have been named as All-Stars. Also named as All-Stars and will be playing in tomorrow's ball game will be Aaron Shackelford, an infielder, Brandon Mitchie, an infielder, and Justin Gomez, who made it as a catcher, but he may actually play some infield tomorrow. And then 2 outfielders from the Chinooks, Jeremy Johnson and Micah Priest. So if you're interested in watching that All-Star game, that'll be tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The home run derby at 1 and the All-Star game at 4 o'clock. So, Caleb, you got any parting words for the cause here?
Well, sooner or later, you're going to take my job here, Coach.
I had fun. Thanks for letting me sit in. I broadcast a lot of ball games, and I do want to say thank you to the parents and the families of these young men that I get to coach all summer. It's been a joy. As I said during the broadcast a little bit, my life was changed for 2 summers. I played 2 summers with Athletes in Action. I'll just tell you, as a father of 6 children and the husband of my wife Kitty for 31 years, I don't want to think about where I might have ended up in life if I hadn't had a chance to play with a team just like the Chinooks 35 years ago. So these young men are going through some things this summer that hopefully will be life changers for them in a positive way. And so I've been a college coach for 30 years, got a chance to play a couple of years of pro ball with the Reds. And, boy, it's been a joy for the last 6 years to partner up with Chris Beck and coach this Chinook squad in Chugiak Eagle River. So these guys are quality young men. I appreciate all the things that the families back home have poured into their lives. It's a joy to coach them and a joy to lead them, and I look forward to leading them down the stretch here as we go the last couple of weeks of our season. So really looking forward to that. I know it's always kind of challenging because everyone kind of has their eyes set on getting home, right? We're getting down to the home stretch here, and you start thinking about setting your plane trip and all that kind of stuff. And there's still some business in order. We got a chance to make the playoffs. And, of course, that series down in Kenai is going to be a key thing for that. As well as I think we got 12 ball games to go. And so we're just a couple games out. Well, I think
we're half game out of first last place for that last playoff spot.
And literally, it's not impractical or unfeasible to think about us sneaking up higher into the rankings. It totally depends on the rest of the game. So everything's pretty tight right now. The last couple of years hasn't been quite as tight. I think top to bottom, it's like 7 games separate first place from 5th place. So we're right there, with a chance, and that's all you can ask for, especially down the stretch with those 4 games in Kenai. So just to recap today's ball game for you real quick, the scoring opened up in the first inning. Chinooks got 2 runs in that opening frame. It was a single by Priest and then a 2-run Oppo bomb from Aaron Shackelford that gave the Chinooks a 2-0 lead. The bottom of the first, the Pilots came right back. 3 singles. They scored 2 runs of their own to tie it. And it was 2-2 until the top of the third. And a 2-out walk by Mitchie and then a triple by Shackelford into the right field corner. That made it 3-2 at the moment. The Chinooks would make it 4-2 in the 4th inning. A solo shot off the bat of Preston White. The home run derby participant got his feet wet today with a solo shot. That gave the Chinooks a 4-2 advantage. The Pilots came back with a single run in the 5th on a solo shot by Cuba Bess. It was 4-3 at that point. The Chinooks would score a single run in the 6th. A leadoff single by Rojas. A couple of wild pitches and a routine grounder by White gave him his 2nd RBI of the day. And that would be your final tally. 5-3 Chinooks, 5 runs on 9 hits. The Chinooks committed 1 error. The Glacier Pilots, 3 runs on 5 hits. They did not commit an error. I'm going to guess your winning pitcher today is going to be Tyler Yoshihara. And Preston White is going to get a save today. And the losing pitcher is going to be Kyle Tyler. He's going to take his first loss of the year. He drops to 3-1. And so the Chinooks did a really good job off of a quality pitcher today in Kyle Tyler, the sophomore from the University of Oklahoma. So that'll wrap things up from Anchorage and Mulcahy Stadium. This is Dr. John Groth thanking everyone for tuning in and remembering 1 Corinthians 15:57 that says, "Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord." So long, everybody.